these other people trying to make a name and make a buck for themselves. We're not going to engage in that. The only thing that you need to be screen recording and sending to me is anything to do with doxing, anything to do with defamation of character, or anything criminal. Those are the things. Threats, doxing, you were screen recording, you know where to send it to me at, where I've been getting everything else. Just do that. We're not going to engage back and forth with them because they're irrelevant, and I'm so unbothered. Now that we can move on, we got 123 people in the house. Tap this screen, everybody. Tap, tap, tap. So let's get with segment one, which is, of course, Joe Netta. Joe Netta took to the screen today because he's clipped apparently on TikTok until the 11th. So he got on to his other platform to complain about everything but the sides of his face and how his face looked. He was complaining about everything but the bumps on his face. Now, let me say this to you guys. Now, he brought up Miss Hillary Sanchez today. He brought up Miss Hillary Sanchez today a couple different times. And he also mentioned again my husband, or made references thereof. So let me be really clear. And then he had made up a bunch of lies. So let's clarify this. Tap the screen, everybody. It protects the live. Tap the screen, Hillary supporters. You can come in the box if we have time, request. So let's get into it. So Joe Netta, you claim that you never watch the Miss Hillary Sanchez show, but sir, ma'am, you do, because I was listening to what you had to say when one of my true supporters sent me some clips. But you just like you always do, you lie and you twist the truth around. So let me go on the official record telling you what I said about your husband. I never said that you on a live Tim and got a murder, you should be in jail for murder. What I said was your cooking is so diabolical that if I was the family of your ex-husband, I would have his body exhumed and find out what the true cause of death is. And it's my opinion that it's probably due to your cooking. It was probably a very slow, painful death because you can't cook. You just cannot cook. And let me give you an example while we're on that. You call yourself making a meatloaf and you put canned or jarred mushrooms. You put mushrooms in meatloaf and diced tomatoes in meatloaf. Okay? I don't even have to go any further than mushrooms and diced tomatoes is what you did. And then to top it off, Big Joe, you put sugar on broccoli. You put sugar on broccoli and you make it seem like it's the greatest thing in the world. I don't think anybody is doing anything mimicking what you're doing in the kitchen. It's diabolical. It's insane that you really do think that you can cook. You cannot cook. So let me move on because we already established you can't cook. And if you went without sugar, thank you for the gifts. Thank you. If you went without sugar, Big Joe, you would probably be pretty sick. You would be pretty sick if sugar was taken away from you. You keep that sugar on deck. So you said so much stuff that I want to get it in on this first part of the segment. So you also went into saying that I was lying about your husband. No, I wasn't lying. I believe that your cooking caused his death. And it was a slow death that no one seen coming, due to your cooking. And Charles's stomach must be made of Teflon, because I don't know why he's not sick, or maybe it'll take him 20 years before it starts hitting his immune system. I hope he gets away from you before then. Let me address you about your other comment about, oh, you and Charles are still together and me and my husband is not, and this and this and that and that. Let me tell you something, Big Joe, because I know you're listening. I have offered a challenge to you weeks ago. I said, Big Joe, stand up in front of the cameras and give Charles a French kiss for like 20 or 30 seconds sober, when he don't have no alcohol or marijuana on deck. I want you to kiss your husband, French kiss him, for the world to see how much in love you are. See, he's not in love with you. You in love with him. And we know that. You two are just like two college dudes who hang out and do things. You're just two dudes sitting in a trailer kicking it. I seen he got a tattoo. Why don't you have him put your name or face on his arm? He would never ever say that. And everybody knows, tap the screen, everybody. Everybody knows that Jonetta's relationship is fake. We know that. The world knows that that's not a real marriage. That's not a real relationship. Just like Charles' 8-pack is not real. Just like Jonetta's triple BBL is not real. Thank you for the gifts, everybody. We know truth versus fiction. But one thing, when you try to compare yourself to me and my husband actually was kissing me on video and pictures and everything. But what about you? The only pictures or video you have of Charles kissing you is when he is drunk and he's urinated all over himself. You have to get him to where he urinates on himself to be affectionate with you. So let's be really clear, Jonetta. Thank you for the gifts, everybody. Thank you for the gifts. So as we move down this journey with you, you need to understand we are not under any illusion. Now Charles is actually trapped. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you. Right now we understand Charles is trapped. And the reason why he's trapped is because of you, because you were making those fake doctor's notes, turning them into human resources, and got Charles fired because Charles don't know no better. So now he has to play your game. Now you really have your claws per se around Charles. Charles has to bow down to you in order to keep a roof over his head, because we know, because we've got the video and we've got the receipts. Tap the screen, everybody. That says that you told Charles he can get his clothes and leave because you don't care. That's not what a wife tells a husband. But in your case, thank you for the gift. That's not what a husband tells a husband. You can get your clothes and you can leave. See, something's not right about that. Something is not right and something's not on point. Just like it's very difficult for your two eyes to come together. It's very difficult for your eyes to tell the truth. See, you lie too much. Your eyes are cockeyed and they're lying. Your eyes are always lying. You're looking at one thing and you're looking at another. But see, we understand you, Big Joe. Thank you for the gifts, everybody. Thank you. See, we understand you. You are definitely not anybody that anybody is jealous of you, man or woman. You do absolutely nothing on this app but brag about the few dollars that you have. See, you can always tell when a cockeyed man ain't got nothing or ain't used to nothing, because all he does is brag. All he does is brag about, oh, I got $200 in super chats. Who cares? We know that's a lot of money to you. We understand that's 5 cases of bell peppers and a couple cases of onions and a case of string cheese. I can see why you get excited, because you know you can go to the grocery store and buy up all the cheese sticks from the kids and everybody else. So we understand that. Thank you for the gifts, everybody. Tap the screen. But see, the biggest problem with you is that spitting, lying mouth of yours. And see, when you talked about my husband and you don't even know the flavor of the Kool-Aid, then let's talk about yours. I'll tell you the difference between my husband and yours. I guarantee you this. You will never hear my husband on any social media calling another woman pound cake. She got a pound cake face. I guarantee you, you will never hear my husband on the internet calling another woman pound cake, okay, like yours does. Clock that T. Clock it. Okay? You will never see my husband posted up with some other woman on some other live playing a game and entertaining another woman. You will never see that. Clock that T, Jonetta. Okay? So before you ever come for me, stop and sweep out your own raggedy doorstep, because what we do know is that trailer is just as nasty as you are. It's infested with fleas and ticks. You can't cook. Lily is tap dancing across that floor for her life. Poor little Lily. Hashtag free Lily. Lily jumping and running back because you got instant mashed potatoes popping up from that oven, and that dog doing the electric slide trying to not get popped with that hot food. You are insane in the membrane. Tap the screen, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Free Lily. See, you got too much time on your hands. Now let's talk about something else you keep bringing up that is I'm just so unbothered about. Hillary is a felon. That is 15 to 25 years ago. I could care less about you keep up bringing up something 15 and 25 years ago. I'm unbothered. You can never make me feel any kind of way for something that I did 15 to 25 years ago. That's on you. That ain't on me, because that's beyond me. I don't look back. I look forward. And let me tell you something else. When you talk about my looks, you can't hold a candle against me, Jonetta. You could have the best makeup people in the world, and you get made up and we get side by side, and you will look like you getting ready to be laid into a casket compared to me. See, you stay casket ready, Joe. You got 1 foot in the casket and 1 out. And we know that. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. And you hanging on to them 7 dreadlocks for their dear life. Let them go. That your hair is receding beyond the point of redemption. So remember that, okay? Please remember that. I know that Miss Hillary Sanchez, tap the screen, you guys. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for my supporters coming in here throwing gifts. We know that you have a problem with me. You are jealous of me because of my skin. I can't control my skin is soft. I can't control that there's a no zit in sight. I can't control that when I look at people, I may have a little lazy eye, but they see what They see what I'm looking at. I can control my eyes still. You can't. Yours got a mind of their own. So I heard, and I don't know if this is true or not, when you went in for your MRI because you had a back problem, they had to do an MRI on each eye because they were getting too many brain waves coming from the front focal of your eyes. So you got 3 brains in your head, the 2 eyes and yours. And it's a shame that the eyes are smarter than you and your brain is bigger than the eyes. But you know, who knows, who knows what, who knows. So I'm going to tell you this, Big Joe, that before you mention something about, oh, I took those book bags and I gave them book bags away and I just didn't post it. I call cap. I call cap. You are a lie and the truth ain't in you. You would have posted handing out those book bags to kids. That is what you do. See, there is no way that you would not post yourself running around handing these kids bags. Stop the cap, Big Joe. You're lying, and I'm telling you on this live, you're a liar, and the truth ain't in your bumpy behind, okay? So you've heard it directly from Mrs. Sanchez. Now, on to this other stuff. You keep saying you were doing it on a weekly basis. Well, where is it? You're 4 to 5 weeks behind. You're 4 to 5 weeks behind on the thing for the kids. So why are you sitting up there acting like you are not behind on getting them gifts? Now you on live talking about you don't see the bags behind me now. Of course you don't, because you were watching me. You heard me clock your tea. You heard me read you down for filth that you did not do that. And so that was your problem. So then you move the book bags from out of camera view. And then you so happily turn the camera and say, well, the book bags aren't there anymore. I gave them out. Yeah, right. You gave them out just like you gave us a reality show, just like you gave us a cookbook, just like you gave us the seasonings, just like you gave us the BET Awards, just like you gave us the book, just like you gave us the food truck, just like you gave Charles his hand in marriage, and that man don't even sleep in the same room as you. That man is appalled of you. There is no natural chemistry when it comes to you and Charles. You are completely delusional. You are delusional where it don't count. You are delusional, okay? Let's be real clear. You are delusional. And of course, you have a brisket back. You got a wide biscuit back. And let me be clear, G.I. Joe, you are jealous of me. You are threatened by me, and it shows. Come up with something different than a 15-year-old or 25-year-old criminal history. Come up with something that can actually affect me, that would actually have any bearing on me. But see, the difference between you and me is this. My husband taught me how to love myself. My husband taught me how to love myself as a woman. So therefore, when you love yourself, you don't care what someone else thinks about you because you love yourself. You don't look for validation from anyone but yourself. You cannot force Charles to be with you. And that's what we know you do. You force Charles to be with you. You force Charles to act like he's in love with you, and it's all about money. We know that it's a contract. It's a business contract between you and Charles because Charles is not in your room. If Charles is in your room in bed, go live when y'all in the bed with the blankets pull up on y'all. Go in y'all room, since you claim you and him is in the same room. Go in the room, go live, and y'all French kiss for 20 to 30 seconds. If you don't do that, then I already know you're full of it. Charles' room is his game room. Spoiler alert, tap the screen, everybody. We got 228 people in here on the backup account. tap the screen. Tap, tap, tap. We know that that game room is Charles's room. And how do we know? Because when the police came and you had the phone on, you gave us a tour of that nasty ass trailer. And we seen Charles' nasty clothes thrown all over that room, shoes thrown from left to right, socks, dirty, boo-boo stained underwear, all throughout that trailer. We seen that. It's nasty. It's filthy. You couldn't give me a bottle of water out of there. And anybody who has eaten anything that you have cooked in your house, thank you for the gifts, needs to go to the nearest CDC or poison control center and get a whole workup of their blood system to make sure that they okay. And that's the facts. So when you come telling lies, saying, oh, Hillary said I murdered my husband. No, I didn't. I said that your cooking contributed to your husband's passing. And you talked about my mom, Joe Robinson. You had so much to say about my mom, but you don't even know who my mom is. The difference between you and me is I buried my mom. My mom had a very nice going away. Your mom was left unclaimed and put in a government box to rot. Okay? So there's a difference between our moms when you talk about my mom. Remember that. Okay? When we walk down to the funeral home to my mom's grave, we can see a grave marker and her name, her birthday, and a message from me to her. When we go to see your mom, they have to go with one of them metal detectors to detect what number is in the grass, because the grass has grown over the marker, and then they cut the grass away and say, oh, this is it, plot 3, this is where she at, along with whoever else we threw down there who came unclaimed. So stop messing with people and talking about people's mamas unless you want that same energy. My mama is in a funeral home, God rest her soul, in the ground. Yours is in some Department of Alabama prison yard, because that's where they bury the ones that can't afford a plot. They take them up to the prison guard and let the prisoners dig up the ground and lay them in the ground. So now that we understand each other there, I look forward to the Miss Hillary Sanchez show tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's going down. This page and my main page. It's going down. It's going down, down, down. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I see Queen of Atlanta in the house. Thank you, Queen, for being here. I really do appreciate everybody. And so have a wonderful day, and we will be back. Thank you for the gifts, baby. We will be back at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, supporters. Thank you, tappers.